Like, you know what I'm saying? You order a Casey's pizza, a fucking Domino's pizza. You start eating that shit, and you're like, oof. Like, 2 pieces in, you're like, oh, yeah, dude, I'm going to fucking shit later. You know?
Yeah.
It didn't really feel like that. And they were pretty big. Their medium pizza was, like, the size of most of these places' largest. So I did like that. Because when I was like, dude, that medium pizza was so fucking expensive. But also, I kind of expected it. You just ordered a pizza at 1:49 a.m. on a Saturday night.
Did they have like a late night charge on it, you think?
Probably. I'd
Okay.
imagine so.
That
I mean,
makes sense.
if I was fucking doing that, I would.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, yeah, hey, imagine it's already hard enough to like start your own business, get people employed, and then keep them employed.
Yeah. Especially in
Imagine
this economy.
just like keeping around people that are like, yeah, I'll deliver pizzas until 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. Like, you just consistently have to fucking hire new people.
Yeah.
And then you'd have a guy that's like, you're going to have people quit. Like, you're going to send a dude out for a delivery some night at like 1:45 in the morning, and then they're just not going to come back.
Yeah, man. I mean, the reality of the situation is the cost of a business, to run a business, is just like too high to compete with a lot of the corporations. Like, if you're like someone starting a business, right?
I think you absolutely can, though. Yeah. They're competing with corporations.
Well,
That's probably why they do things like deliver until 3 a.m.
Exactly.
Because they're like, hey, that's an untapped market right there, especially on a Saturday night.
Well, I was just thinking, are there any 24-hour places left in Des Moines anymore?
There's places that are open 24 hours. There's some 24-hour McDonald's here still.
Are they? I thought they all switched out. I thought they all switched to like midnight or 2 or whatever.
No, they different ones close at different times, and they open at different times too. It all just goes by their area and what they're doing.
You know, I remember one time I had sex with this chick, and then we both were hungry. We were like fucking drenched in sweat. Just, you know, whatever. Driving to McDonald's, and we go to the drive-thru, and I'm like, hey, so are you guys open? Can we order? And they're like, no, we're closed. I'm like, it says you're open 24 hours and you're here. Like, are you sure? And she's like, no, we're closed. I'm like, what the fuck? And she was so rude about it too.
Why did you ask?
I'm like, well, because like we were there for like a couple minutes and they weren't answering. And so I was just finally like, hello? And I'm like, and I was stoned, so I probably like gave them even more time than a normal person would have given them in that situation.
Fuck no, I wouldn't.
So I never trust that shit. Yesterday I went to go get CBD. They're supposed to be open until 5. I went at 3 p.m. They were closed. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna order this shit online then. Fuck them. I was supporting a small business, but
fuck them.
Don't advertise something you can't do. You know, they did move locations, to be fair, but like I could see all the shit in the new location, so it wasn't like
should have broke in. Just break in, look at the price tag, leave the money on the counter, and take the product.
I have thought about that. There have been situations where you're at like a late night gas station or something like that and nobody's there, and I'm just like, you know what, why don't I just like take the thing and just leave the money?
Yeah, right? When you're just waiting forever. I've thought about that before. Or there's like a huge line and you're like, dude, I have to get out of here.
Yeah. It is still
I feel like
theft probably. They could probably still get you for that.
Oh yeah, technically.
That'd be stupid, but
I feel like you just have to be like if you grab something and you know it's $10, I feel like you just have to like be like, hey, I need to go right now. Here's the 20. You can keep the change. You know what I mean?
You're like the guy from
for them to be like, okay, I got you.
Have you ever seen My Blue Heaven?
Huh?
Excuse me. It's this movie called My Blue Heaven. It's from the 80s.
Fuck no. Do I look like I'm watching movies from the fucking 80s? I don't even hardly watch movies. Well, I did actually fairly recently watch movies from the 80s, but it was Star Wars.
Please tell me you'd seen Star Wars before.
Not all of them.
Really?
Not all of them, and definitely not in chronological order.
Which one?
I had seen like 2.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, the one with the chick and the dude.
Like everyone.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what was that?
That doesn't make any sense, did it? It's newer.
Oh.
Rogue One, maybe.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It wasn't that one.
So it wasn't from the 80s. Which one did you see?
That was the one that I had already seen, is what I was saying.
Oh.
And I had seen that like inadvertently because I showed up like probably 50 minutes into the movie. And Blythe was watching it. Yeah. And
you
then I
don't know which Star Wars?
Huh?
You don't know which Star Wars it was?
I don't remember what it's called. It's a newer one with a fucking chick.
That's probably Rogue One.
The chick's the main character.
Well, okay.
And then there's the dude. And I don't remember. I think they like fall in love.
So
and they end up fighting each other too.
The extension, the Star Wars saga extension from like 7 to 9 that has like recently come out.
Like brand new ones just came out?
No, I mean they came out. Fuck, I don't even remember when that first one came out. Star Wars 7. I think that would have been like mid 2000s.
Star Wars 7.
But anyways,
I don't know.
See, like I'm not even like being a Star Wars nerd, but I just sound like a Star Wars nerd explaining this to you.
I had already seen the one. Liam Neeson was only in one of them, right?
Yeah, he was in Phantom Menace.
Yeah. I think that still is. I'd have to rewatch him, but I did like that a lot. I like that one.
That probably has one of the most badass fight sequences in the saga, I think.
I mean, I think that's kind of fair to say, but I think it's the one after that. I think it's the one after that I really fucking dug me in.
The Attack of the Clones. I saw that in theaters.
That's what it is. Attack of the Clones, dude.
That one's tight.
I thought about that too because I don't remember what year it came out. It might have been like 2006, maybe even sooner. Mm-hmm. And I'm downstairs at my parents' house watching it on this 70-inch TV that they have, and I was just like, "Holy fucking shit!" I'm like, "This looks so good." Like the graphics in it looked so fucking good, and just like the whole firefight with the laser shooting. It's like the point where they have the Jedis in the circle in some type of Coliseum deal, and they're fighting all the clones. That fucking whole scene was like, I see why people fucking suck off Star Wars so hard. I was like, holy shit, dude. That was lit. I was high as fuck too. And I'm drunk watching this by myself. It was just beautiful. I was like, dude, if I would love to see that in like IMAX.
Any of those movies are good stoned, I will say. Like just like the spectacle alone, if you're like fuck, like I remember going back and watching the old Star Wars stoned. It was like a whole new experience. I was like, God damn, these are such good fucking movies. Yeah. Like New Hope is like a 10 out of 10.
See, that's
easy.
People fucked up though. People don't understand it well enough. This is what I be saying too. I'd be like, sometimes I think I got more than ADHD going on. Like I couldn't, they tried to have me watch. They always tried to have me watch the one that would have technically been first.
Yeah. Oh wait, the one that's
no.
Technically been first would have been
the one that came out first.
Yeah, that's
because
New Hope.
Phantom Menace would have technically been first.
That's New Hope. That
yeah
is arguably the next one besides Empire Strikes Back, which is the one that was made. After that.
I always hated it.
Damn,
my stepdad tried to have me watch it. Blythe tried to have me watch it. My
How old were you when you watched
dad,
it?
I mean, probably 15.
I'd
say 15, 18, and then 22.
That's why. It's like I feel like Star Wars purely is a kid's movie.
I don't think that's why at all. It's because they tried to show me a movie from the 80s that I couldn't understand it. Like this, I was like, this makes no fucking sense at all. Then when I decided to watch them myself, I watched them in chronological order so that I could actually understand the storyline. So I went front, back, and then to the news. And it was like, okay, now I like Star Wars. I was like, I fuck with this now. I couldn't do it, dude. I was like, wait, so how do they know each other? What are they talking about here? What did that mean? You know what I mean? They keep like hitting these pointers. Then you watch the movies, and you got Chewie and Hans, and they fucking actually, like when they're saying shit, I'm like, oh. It's like you understand their connection. You understand the relationship, why they are the way they are, you know?
Sure.
Because it's just like I can't just be dropped in. I can't be dropped in. I have way too many questions. Nothing makes sense to me. Because I'm like, why did his face look like that? Like, why did he look angry when he said that? And I'm like, oh, okay, now I know. Because all this shit, it just...
Are you like a sci-fi guy at all? Do you like enjoy sci-fi, or is it...
I'd say I enjoy sci-fi to a degree.
Sure.
Depends on like what level of sci-fi.
Yeah, I'm not like super nerd, but I definitely enjoy a lot. Like Blade Runner is fucking fantastic. Aliens is a great movie.
Dude, I haven't seen Blade in so long.
Oh, no, like Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
It's a sci-fi dystopian movie
I
with
don't
Harrison
know.
Ford.
Harrison Ford.
It's pretty
White
good.
guy. I know he's
It
white.
is made by white people.
No,
yes.
Harrison Ford though.
Blade was made by
I'm
white
trying to
people,
think of
though.
who he is. Was he in
He was in Star Wars.
Zombieland or whatever?
Harrison Ford was in Star Wars.
He was in Star Wars.
He was Han Solo.
Oh, that's Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy. I'm thinking of the wrong guy for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know these motherfuckers' names.
You know, if our producer was here, calling him out again.
I mean,
No, he's probably sleeping.
Technically, we could. We have phones.
Should I just be just us waking him up from his overnight?
Oh no,
sleeping
I was
over
thinking
after
us
somebody-
just look it the fuck up. But then they don't get to see it too. But
It's
yeah,
an
no.
important part, Lolo.
I
And we're
mean-
gonna need to screen record your phone.
I mean, we could. That'd be a whole pain in the ass. Fuck that. You guys will get nothing, and you'll like it.
That's always the most annoying thing when people will do like the Snapchat stories. Will they be like, "This is my new song," and they'll just like do the screen recorder and just. I mean, everybody's guilty of it. I'm sure I've done it too. But like, that's like just one of the most annoying fucking. And because they always do a shitty job with it too. It's always like they don't edit it. They just like start from the point that it starts, and then it's them like opening, closing everything, and then they finally play the song, and then the song's trash. And you're like, okay, why'd I even watch the 5 seconds of you pulling up the song and then listen to the song?
I've never done that. I mean, I've done it like where I've been like,
No, everybody's done like just the screen grab thing, but like there are people who do it so bad where it's like they don't even give a fuck. They're just like, yeah, whatever, man.
why are you wearing sunglasses?
Because I got these the other day and I was like, fuck it. You know what?
Those are kind of nice glasses too.
They're good douchey glasses. I feel like that was kind of I'm kind of stealing the Tim Dillon.
If you
look
were
I
in some
realized.
khaki pants and a button-up shirt,
Well, you know what, man? Come.
this dude gets some new sunglasses and got a haircut today, and now he's like, you know what? I want to be like Lolo. Yeah, those sunglasses over there, dude. I'm grabbing them. Oh fuck. These bad boys, dude.
They're fucking small on me.
These are the
They might fit
Popo
you.
9000s.
Oh, they definitely are.
Right here, Dillard has
I don't
a
even
pair
know.
like this.
I don't even fucking remember when I got those.
License and registration.
Yeah. Those are total cop killer. Not even cop killer.
Cop killer.
No, these are probably the cop
Cop
killers.
killer would be the shiesty mask. I'm so happy. I feel like that phase is somewhat past.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what the shiesty mask is?
Dude, I live in a cave. I'm uncultured, man.
You don't know who Pooh Shiesty is?
And off the top of my I'm sure if you showed me a picture.
You never heard Back in Blood?
No.
Jesus Christ.
I'm white, dude.
So?
It's my
You
excuse.
listen to rap music.
Yeah, the name does sound familiar, but I can't put it.
There's no way you don't know Pooh Shiesty.
Can't put a name.
I'm pretty sure he was signed by Gucci, man. Bitch, I got my own fight, don't need security in the club. On that, all that woofing on the net, nigga, I thought you was a thug. It's got a little Dirk in there. It's like after King Von died, and everybody was like, listen to Lil Durk's verse. He killed King Von.
What do you think about that scenario? Do you think he killed King Von?
I don't care. I just don't care. You know what I mean? We've talked about this before. Like R.I.P. right? Fulio just got shot while he was out celebrating his 26th birthday. Rapper from Florida, gangbanger guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Charleston White came out and was talking about like it's disrespectful what he said, but like it did kind of make sense. He was saying like he was trying to get killed, you know, like he been trying to get killed, and it's like, you know, so
Just what? Running his trap type shit, or was he like actually?
I mean, like, not only is I get if you grow up in that area and you grew up in gangbanging, you know what I'm saying? Some of these kids been repping Blood or Crip or whatever since like 10 years old. But
come back to get you.
You just turned 26. You're out here. You're famous in a sense, and you're making music that sometimes, at least, is talking shit about your opposition. It's like, I mean, you know,
yeah, you know that, man. I feel that, man. I feel that life.
Like at some point, maybe just stop talking about it publicly.
Yeah.
You know, you got some money now. You got a little motion. Might even have enough money to move away, some shit like that. But I get where that might kind of make you look like a bitch and shit, though, too.
Sure.
But I don't know.
Well, King Von was like a real killer. And his music wasn't really that good.
That's what he says. I don't really know if
you don't
he was
think
a
so?
real
Well,
killer.
he was. I don't know. I saw some doc where they were going through all the shit. I don't know. That is fair. He could be over.
There's a lot of people that give him his props.
Sure.
And, you know, so there's like a good chance. But that's what I'm saying. Like, eye for an eye type shit. You do a bunch of killing, you get killed, and what? I'm supposed to sit here and feel bad for you?
I agree, man.
You talk about fuck this nigga that died, we're smoking on this nigga, all that shit. Because you've heard me say a lot of shit. Like, I said in Boom, I say, and bitch, I ain't no gangbanger. I just keep it real. Still got 40s on us, though. You could really get drilled. I don't have to be a gangbanger to be a real nigga and be about my shit. You know, like, you want to fuck around with me, I can do my shit. I've done plenty of shit. I don't fucking go out and talk about all of it in my music. You know what I mean?
Just in the podcast.
No, I don't even talk about that on here. Hell no. It's just like, it's just like, I don't know. I'm not going to disrespect a dead person and talk about we smoking on whoever tonight and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Even dudes around here who also make music that have talked so much shit about me on social media, I don't even like make diss tracks about them or talk about them in my songs.
Yeah, giving them light just means that like you're kind of showing that it bothers you. And some depends on the circumstance, sure, but like I feel like in most cases you can just ignore it, right? You can just be like you are so you and what you're saying to me is so relevant right now.
Well, I mean, it escalates the issue.
Sure.
My thought, especially with the older I get, is like in an escalated way, like to de-escalate the situation.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, so you got a problem with me, and you've been talking like the kid that was talking shit about me for like 4 years straight on social media. And I'm like, bro, we're in the same city. Let's link up. I told him, let's go to the gym, the boxing gym. I'll pay for your day pass, and I'll pay you $100, win or lose, just to come and fight. You know what I'm saying? Just so let me get my ones in. $100, win or lose. And he's like, oh, you're not worth my time. Bro, when I saw him first face to face, I bumped into him in a crowd. I was like, oh, sorry, brother. And then I noticed who it was. I shoved him, bro. And the way that his chest crumpled in when I pushed him, I was like, I'd kill you, bro. Barehanded, I would destroy your life. Fuck it. That's why he pulled the knife out on me when he went outside. He was like, I'll stab you in your throat. I was like, man, you a bitch. Like, you did all that talking shit for what? That's what I do. I'm like, okay, if you got problems with me and you want to talk about it all over social media, maybe even mention it in your music, then let's get the ones in. Let's get that done. Yeah. All right, so I whooped your ass. There you go. I whooped your ass. I won't even talk about it in my music because I don't need to. You're going to know for the rest of your fucking life that I whooped your ass. And that's it, dude. And if you can whoop my ass...
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I don't whoop ass, so I can't relate.
I mean, you don't know, dude. Maybe you could. There's definitely somebody out there.
If I need to defend myself or do something in that regard, like I feel like there would probably something would unlock in me where I would, you know, you're pumped with adrenaline and the stakes are high enough. Like if somebody I really cared about was like getting assaulted or like hurt in some way in front of me, like there's definitely got to be somebody our age that you could beat up. I've been in instances where like I kind of have that initial like, okay, I'm about to fucking go, but then I don't know, somebody else like gets there quicker, or like this situation, like that was enough to scare him off or whatever. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So I've never had to get to that violent point. I'm very non-adventurous in that way.
I do, but I chill most of the time. We talked about it when King Serp was on here. When dude was like talking to me and I was like right up in his face. I was just like, "What's up then? What you trying to do, bro?" Like, you over here trying to talk to me about how I'm talking shit, and I was, because I don't like him. I was like, "What's up with it then? What you trying to do?" He's like, "I'm trying to get some money." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here. What do you mean? Not with me." I'm like,
it's crazy how much you can actually de-escalate a situation by just doing that, like just putting up like a verbal front, like you're not worth my time. I'm not even like, I don't even. There's I don't remember who the fucking guy's name is. Like Scott Adams. He was like the cartoonist. I was listening to a podcast and he talked about how, because he went to school for hypnotism. And he was like going on the bus in some sketchy part of town, like late at night or whatever. And some drunk guy came up to him like with a gun or a knife or something, and was like, give me your money. And then he just like, because he could tell that he was fucked up, he just like completely ignored him. He was like, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?" And the guy like kept like trying to like be like, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck you up," and he just completely ignored him, completely acted like he wasn't even saying anything to him. It was just like, "So like, you know, what's going on around here? You know, just yada yada yada," right? And then the bus came, he got on the bus and left, and the guy just stood there like,
yeah, a lot of those people
wild.
don't actually want to, but
yeah, well, that's my point. I mean,
these
some of them
days
do.
have changed
Some of them
a lot
do.
though too, because some of these people don't care. Some of these people that are out there toting guns and shit, especially, they'll rob you.
Well, that's the
and
problem.
then just be like, "Fuck it, let's pop them."
Yeah, well,
just because they get trigger happy.
Well, and part of it too is that they're, they're influenced by their environment, right? Like things are just desperate in general, economically, sociopolitically, whatever. So I mean, as those things get worse, people are going to act out more and, you know, resort to those methods for survival or monetary gain or whatever.
And then it just becomes a way of your life.
Exactly. It's a cycle, man. It's a cycle.
Yeah, for real. But I mean, yeah, like I said, you know, I'm not going to feel bad. Like, if I am talking shit about some dude and then we fight and I get my ass whooped, I'm not going to sit there and cry about it. I'm going to be like, yeah, I fucking got my ass kicked. You know, it's going to suck. It's going to be a tough one to take, but I'm not going to sit there and keep trying to cause a problem. I'm going to take my L, you know? And then I'm going to move on with my life. I'm going to go to work, go to the gym, do the podcast, and that shit. Because, yeah.
Just got to keep going. Yeah, I agree, man. That's really all anybody can do. Focus on that.
Yeah, and that's why I just don't feel bad for people. But I'm also not going to do like some Charleston White shit and just come out talking a bunch of shit. You know, oh, he was trying to get killed, but what he is saying does kind of make sense. So, you know, it's like, what did you think was going to be the outcome of being a gangbanging ass rapper?
Sure.
Like, where do you think that? I mean, so many routes it leads you to. So,
yeah, you know, I mean, obviously, I haven't interviewed anyone like from those areas, but in Iowa, at least, I feel like every single person that I've ever, like on the McAllisters, like ever interviewed or like had in the show, like that, anybody that was like put on the front of like, "Oh, I'm so fucking gangster," almost never is the fucking case. It's always a front. They're always putting up a mask, you know.
Yeah.
You sit them in a room, you actually have a conversation with them. You can like really kind of see through all the bullshit.
Yeah, you can feel the energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
It's like, wow, you let those walls down really quick for a dude that you don't know.
Exactly.
You know? So, yeah. I feel like I've kept I've kept like a fairly consistent energy. I feel like
you're very authentic.
I'm open too. Like I'm not going to like sometimes I'll say something like a big one, right? And I'm not afraid to let these things go. There's other people that are like, I would never say anything like that out loud. But I'm like, why? It happened. People always hit me with, "Did you play with Barbies?" Because I had 3 sisters. It's so weird that they ask it instantly. But they'll be like, "Do you play with Barbies?" And I'm like, technically, yes. But there's 2 reasons to that. One, since I had 3 sisters and just me, they got all the coolest shit. Because the parents were like, well, we can just spend $200 on this huge-ass Barbie house. That's like this fucking 5-bedroom mansion type shit. And then all the girls can use it. I have my wrestling action figures, and their Barbies are girls. So they were definitely fucking. I think I might have said this story once on here, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
I don't think so. What the?
I haven't said it on here. One time, I fucking, so in all the bedrooms, I had a different guy, like a different wrestling guy, like John Cena, Triple H, HBK, The Undertaker, on top of a different girl Barbie in every bedroom. And I accidentally, I left it that way. Dude, I'm probably like 4 or 5 years old, bro. I left it that way. And no, I had to be a little bit older, probably like 6, because I was, had the WWE guys. And I got in so much trouble. One of my sisters came out to like our toy room and saw it, and then they told my mom, and I got in a bunch of trouble.
Oh my god!
She's like, "You shouldn't even know about this."
How did you know about that?
Brandon.
Oh, wow.
That was my. But I mean, dude, the dude taught me. He wasn't necessarily like a good influence on me, but you got to think like he got shot and killed at 13, so it's like we knew each other as kids. But fucking yeah, he taught me a bunch of cuss words. He's like the only one who like tried to teach me how to shoot a basketball. I never liked it though, and just wasn't good at it anyways. Taught me like different. They had a pool over there. They'd let us swim in, and so like taught me how to do like most of the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like as a little kid, cool things you can do on your bike, cool things that you can do on a skateboard. Fucking the cuss words. First time I saw a porno was a VHS at his place.
God damn.
Yep. VHS.
That is wild.
There's
dude.
gonna be motherfuckers watching this probably that are like, where? Like, what is that?
This
dude?
okay? Just at face value, this is wild because not by much, but you're younger than me. So the fact that you have seen.
Wait, am I?
Yeah. What year were you born?
96.
95.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is fine, but like.
Yeah, but
But it's wild that you have seen a VHS porno, and I have never seen that.
You've never seen a VHS porno?
It was always internet, dude.
Damn.
I got into the game late. I didn't get into it until 8th grade, dude.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Were you like into the religion at that point, like before it?
So my parents joined the Catholic Church when I was like 5. And then my mom was just really hardcore though. Like she like instantly just dove in really hardcore with it. So yeah, I mean from that point on.
You were like pretty deep in it?
Yeah, I mean I always debate this like whether I really believed it or not. I feel like the whole time I kind of felt like it was silly and I kind of just went along with it. There was points in my life because a lot of people around me were religious that I did really try to believe in God. But yeah, I'd say toward the end of high school I was starting to kind of just be like this kind of bullshit. And then in college I met people who were atheists and shit, like actually had open-minded perspectives. I was just like, yeah, this is bullshit.
Yeah. And then you tripped some LSD with them and you were like, these guys are the future.
Nah. No, that wasn't until I don't think I took acid until I was 20.
Dude, I don't think I'll ever be able to take acid again for real.
I don't think so either. It's so much time. That's the big problem. Like people who are working 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, like the idea of taking one of those nights or days entirely dedicated to acid and then like having the day recovery and then just going back to work, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
I'd rather do anything else.
I'm saying, dude, I'd have to.
And it's probably bunk. Like, I don't know. I can't find acid. That's my biggest problem.
I'd have to know I was. These kids don't do it anymore. All they do is nose drugs.
Yeah.
That's all they fucking do.
That and pills. Molly.
Yeah, for real. That and pills, Molly. Dude. And it's just like Molly, Xans, Percocets, cocaine,
nobody does
ketamine.
acid anymore. It's so sad.
Like, there's still people who do it. There was a dude that fucking got banned from a festival here in Des Moines. He got banned, and the festival hasn't even happened in like a few years now. But because it was supposed to happen, but then in 2020 they canceled it, and it hasn't happened since. But yeah, he got banned because he took a video of himself taking like a whole sheet of acid. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Dude, I've seen some people at festivals fucking go deep. They go deep, dude. I'm just like, how, bro?
Yeah. Do you believe the whole thing that like you can get fried off acid?
What do you mean fried?
Like there are people who like, you know,
like you've done too much acid and now
they,
you're
like,
just
are
all fucked
perma-tripping.
up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I've met some folks, Coleman. I've met some fucking folks.
But what do you think? Because I feel like it's a way smaller percentage than people they project it to be.
I think you have to do low quality acid and you have to do plenty of it. Like, let's say you bought a sheet of acid and it was just fucking, it was like okay stuff. Like, you're going to get a decent trip off of it, but you're going to feel like shit for the next 3 days type of deal.
So it's not even the LSD. It's just like the other, what the fucking whatever they're cutting it with or whatever that's making
exactly.
It, or
exactly. Or
whatever.
anything that they put in incorrectly or something. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Okay.
Maybe they think they know how to make it and they missed something, or they couldn't find one product, so they replaced it with another because it's close. And shit like that. So like the research chemical, like them things when the
LSA.
tab hits your tongue and it's bitter.
Oh yeah.
The worst part about that is too.
Spit that out if that ever happens.
Even if you spit it out though, good luck. Like, it will be more mild.
It hits it pretty quick.
But it's like that saliva sticking to that paper, dude. It's gonna pull it right off, bro. Because I did that and I was like. And spit it out right away, and I still tripped sack for 6 hours. Tripped fucking balls. The Satan still makes no sense, but dude.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I was out there playing creepy music. It's me and my two buddies. We're at another buddy's house, and him and his girl and some other people go inside. They're all going to bed because they started tripping way earlier. I'm like, me and I'm not gonna say his name, but me and homie took one earlier that day because we were like, fuck it, we're gonna day trip. And then we ended up taking another tab like 3 hours later.
I've never done
that. And then we
that.
met up with some more buddies and they were like, we want to trip too. So then we took more, dude. And I took 3 more, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did the 3 strip. So like I was like
Ooh.
5 tabs deep and I was
Jesus.
playing some like I had a EDM playlist of all that like creepy style music, like fucking EPROM, G Jones. I was playing like some Help, I Can't Find My Way Out. and we're sitting there. I'm laying in the grass,
like nice
dude.
party and shit like that.
I'm having a great time laying in the grass, dude. And then fucking other buddy's chilling. He's on his phone. No idea how he could see his screen. And then fucking our third homeboy's just like, guys, I don't like this. Dude, we were fucking. I forget too. They had a rope swing, right?
Oh, nice.
And I was swinging on it upside down, and it broke, bro. And I fucking fell like this, and just fucking, and like crushed my fucking neck.
Oh,
and
no.
I heard something pop. And everybody's like, oh my God, are you fucking okay? Are you fucking okay? Like thinking, are we going to have to take me to the hospital or something? I'm like, I'm not going there. I was like, I'm good. I was like, we're going to be just fine. And now I'm like, is that why my neck's always fucked up, dude? I wish somebody would have had it on video. We could have gotten viral, bro.
Goddamn.
Fuck.
What's the most acid you've ever taken?
In a night?
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Damn.
I
I didn't go any further than 2.
Oh, dude, I've had buddies. I mean, once you get like 3 deep,
Yeah.
it doesn't really like, I don't know.
But there's also like, I feel like the quality of acid I was taking at the time when it was like 2 with like, it was like the double, like it would be like the equivalent to like 4 okay tabs of acid.
Yeah,
It was like pure shit. I think it was like 250, 300 micrograms.
That's really probably what we had. We were probably doing some wash, realistically.
I hate bunk acid. That's the worst shit. Especially when you're like, it's always more expensive.
Yeah.
Bunk acid is always more expensive than the real shit. The real shit's always like $5.
Yeah, for real.
Or maybe 5 or
fucking-
10, I don't know. But like if you're paying like 15, 20 a tab, it's shit acid. Don't buy it.
I kind of like wash sometimes, though. I did.
Why?
Because we did some wash once because my homie had bought a vial. And there was just like a very, very tiny bit left. And so we just filled it up with water and then fucking used the whole thing. And it was just like a diluted trip. Like I could still see my phone screen and text, but I also didn't feel like I was tripping.
I kind of hate
And
that.
I didn't feel like shit the next day.
I feel like when I'm like at the midway point, that's when I'm like feeling really anxious and jittery. Like I'm not about it. But like if I'm in the trip, like if I'm fully hallucinating, like I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but like the hallucinations always calm me.
Yeah.
Like seeing the colors, seeing the shit like breathe and all. Like I always found it very calming. So when I
always found it funny. That shit always made me laugh, bro. I'd just be laughing. I'd be like, why are these fucking trees purple right now, bro?
Yeah,
like
right.
there's this time when we fucking, dude, this tab of fucking acid that I took. I think I talked about this. Because homeboy was driving. We're going down like one of those highways that's just both ways. Yeah, I talked about that. And I just kept seeing the cars come by like, whoosh. No fucking idea. Whatever. I've told the story before on here. I remember I have now. But it was fucking something, dude. That shit put my dick in the dirt, took me back out, beat the shit out of me, and put my dick back in the dirt. And I was like, I remember getting up the next day like, how did you drive? How did you drive?
I remember the first time I took acid. I was sitting out on my back patio and or balcony or whatever, porch in the apartment, and there was a tree out in like the yard, like the overlook, that the back that we all the I'm going too far in that explanation, but there was a tree in the background, and I felt it like I just kept staring it down, and like as like the trip kept like getting stronger and stronger, like the tree just like kept getting closer, like it felt like it was like right here, even though it's like yards away. And I was like calling my friends. I'm like, hey guys, this tree's getting really close. Come check this out. This tree's like right. Just like being a fucking. Dude,
I could not, bro. When I lived in an apartment and like we'd be like, yeah, we can just stay here and trip. I was like, nope. All of you can take. I'm like, nope. An apartment. Fuck no. Dude, can't do it.
You want to hear the worst thing that ever happened to me? One time I took acid and maintenance came. Like, and they had to like work on this shit on my back balcony like the whole day. So the entire trip, they're loud, and B, I'm like tripping, paranoid the fuck out, being like, because I just like every time I trip, I like just get so paranoid of people.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I can't be around people at all. I can't be in public
because you're like, I'm gonna get in trouble. Like they can't know I'm tripping.
Yes, yeah. Like because it's always like they're gonna be like, hey, this guy's on drugs. Call the police.
Yeah,
and they're gonna be like, oh, hey, there's this crazy man.
Yeah,
and
that's the positive when it comes to places like Oregon and shit.
Sure,
that's like the positive with it, because if it was that on it. I still don't think I'd trip again anyways, but I think that I would have been less likely to go crazy with it, you know? Like, oh, well, it's the only night we're going to trip for the next week or two, so we might as well go balls to the wall and take a bunch of tabs, you know?
Yeah.
So.
No, I do wish it was legalized. Like it's such a stupid thing for people. Like, it's really too bad that, like, there's all this push for, like, psilocybin and not LSD.
Yeah.
Like, because I just find LSD more beneficial of a drug for me personally.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, though. This is what you do.
Yeah.
All right? If anybody's watching this or listening to this, and if you're like, I'm going to do LSD, I don't suggest it unless you're at least 18. But if you're going to do it, drink while taking the tab. If you drink.
Oh, no. That's awful advice,
No,
dude.
not at all. Not at all. It helps cool the anxiety.
Do that.
No, shut the fuck up. It cools the anxiety a little bit. I'm not saying you got to fucking drink an entire fifth, but get a little bit of drinks in you, get chilled out, get relaxed, you know, have a couple while you're setting in. And always keep an emergency Xanax on you. If you start freaking the fuck out,
I do agree with that.
Take your Xanax
or some benzodiazepine.
Getting drunk on acid is fucking. You don't necessarily have to get drunk, but you get a couple drinks. That's what we always did. You take the tab, and then we'd hit the Red's Apple Ales.
I mean, look, man, I did that like every once in a while towards the end of my like when it was like the 10th. 12th trip, like, yeah, sure, I was probably drinking during it, but I don't know, man. I smoked weed the first time, and that was
so you can fucking get your paranoia up. THC is a psychedelic. You don't need to press a psychedelic into a psychedelic.
Well, the theory we had was that we would trip harder and better.
Well, we
probably did.
That's definitely possible, and it probably did. but that can also raise your anxiety levels. So if you're already like, what if I freak out and you're nervous, just have a couple beers, chill, take the tab, talk with your buddies, have a couple beers, and then by the time it sets in, you're gonna be like, oh fuck, I am tripping. Because there's been times where I'll be like, man, this acid must be bunk. But really, I was just getting drunk and going into the trip at the same time. So I was like, bro, I thought I was just drunk. But then you see your face and your pupils and shit. Things start fucking multiplying.
One time I took acid after taking Adderall because I had forgotten I had taken Adderall. And then later I took acid and I started tripping in like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Dude. And then my ex-wife and her brother my ex-wife and her brother came back and I was like, yeah, I took acid. I'm like, are you fucking tripping? They're like, oh, did you take an Adderall? Like, oh, that's why. And then he Googled it and he was like, I don't think at the time he did, but like later on, like the brother-in-law Googled it. And he was like, yeah, Adderall and acid use can lead to psychosis.
Yep. Same thing with cocaine. That's, and I bet weed in a way could too. Like if you're not used to it, like let's say you've never taken a dab before.
Oh, I wouldn't do it.
And then you go and take your first dab while you're tripping. That could be like,
I might have done that. But
that could, because I think those things get implanted in your mind in a way where it's like, okay, really, I'm gonna be just fine. But I got really nervous that one time, so I feel like I'm not gonna be fine. Because I mean, if you have like myself, generalized anxiety disorder.
Yeah.
You literally just have anxiety every day. You always have this like little bit of a shake and just like itch to you where it's like, dude, I just never really feel fully comfortable. I'm always like, what's here? What's there? And it's not like I'm scared of anything. I fucking hate it when people ask me that. What are you scared of? Bitch, it's not that I'm scared. I'm just fucking anxious. Like I feel like my heart rate is up. I'm shaky and I don't know. But I passed out before. Damn. Straight up just passed out. Because I smoked too much weed. The THC hit me too quick. And I was like, and just dropped.
Oh, wow.
Because you can basically, so like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you could feel like you're having a heart attack. Mm-hmm. You're not actually having it. But because your anxiety is so powerful and your brain is so powerful, you shut down. You could just shut down like, because you felt like you were having a heart attack. And it's like, no, your heart is just fucking fine. Or you felt like you couldn't breathe, but your lungs were working at full capacity. Yeah. And that's what people don't understand about people with GAD. And a lot of people, you know I don't talk about that shit because people are so fucking corny when they talk about it. Like, they just make it like, sorry, I have this. And it's like, fuck you, dude. I don't want people to be like, oh, do I have to worry about
this?
You're not
using it as an excuse. You're
Yeah.
explaining how you feel.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a difference in tone.
Like I do it at times. I had to drive the box truck last night, and I let my boss know when I was leaving the event. I'm like, hey, I'm just letting you know, I'm not excited about driving this big of a vehicle back at night because with the box truck, like you can't even see out of your rear view, and like I don't do that.
Damn.
I'll drive the truck and trailer. I was cool driving it though. The drive did go just fine, but I don't know.
I've been in that situation. I mean, I delivered for companies and shit, and having to do those big. I mean, not like super big rigs or anything, but like we had like a delivery van that was bigger, and that was.
Oh yeah, I've driven some big ass vans and shit too. I think it's just like I don't know. It's just different for me. It just throws me off. But like I've driven our bus a lot too. Like I'll do it. And I'll push myself through it, but like, it's like, dude, and there's been times where I've had to drive the bus or a big vehicle and not got anxiety at all. But it's like, bro, sometimes, like, it's an entire anxiety attack for this whole 20-minute drive coming up. Like,
I feel that, man.
And then the thing is with me, when I get my anxiety, I'm not just gonna go lay down and cry. I get mad. People are like, how are you doing? I'm shit. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
that's how I get, dude. I fucking start popping off.
Well, and I think LSD can actually help with that. I think it can like help people work through anxiety.
And I did feel that too, but also I can't really tell because when
you should still be careful. You shouldn't just like willy nilly go home and be like, oh, I'm gonna take acid today.
Yeah, you shouldn't willy nilly do any drugs.
Yes.
I don't think.
Agreed.
I think the only drug that I feel like you can reasonably just do willy-nilly, I wouldn't even consider a drug because it'd be weed. Like I don't consider.
Weed's a drug.
I just don't consider it a drug. And technically it is a drug, yes, in definitional terms. Absolutely. If you're just purely smoking weed, you know, I'm not talking about that fucking, this shit's 37% shit. Just some fucking regular ass weed that gets you high. I feel like you could pretty much do it willy-nilly for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I would say it's probably the safest. I don't know. I don't.
Do you believe you can smoke too much weed to be safe to drive?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Because I fucking hate people who tell me that.
Yeah,
Whatever, weed makes me a better driver. I don't always doubt that. I do think there's people that weed probably does make them a better driver. I prefer to not be fucking stoned when I'm driving because I feel like it makes me less attentive.
I feel like there's a middle ground for me where it actually is beneficial to smoke. I do feel like I'm more alert and more in tune with
open road for me. Like, we're going to Chicago, we're going to Omaha, Minneapolis, something like that.
Yeah.
Once we hit the open road, and I drink the whole time, though, that I drive on those too. But it's very chill. Like, I think I told you about this before. Me and my buddy went to Chicago, and we grabbed a 6-pack of beer, and we were drinking beer the entire time. Like, we were drinking the entire 6-hour drive. There were still 2 or 3 beers left when we got there. So, I drank 2, he drank 1. But I was still drinking the whole time. So, I drank that slowly. It took me like 5.5 hours to drink 2 beers. You're fine. If you're drinking 2 beers in 5.5 hours and you're drunk, because, like, think about it. Like, it's definitely not smart. But it's like, if I did get pulled over, open container is the worst I'm looking at, because there's no way that in that time frame that those 2 beers are going to put me over the legal limit to drive. So there is a solid chance if I get pulled over by a state trooper, I'm like, yes, I was drinking. Sorry, listen, be straight up with you. I get nervous when I drive. I'll do all your sobriety tests. So I do my field sobriety. I pass it. I'm telling you, and like, bro, we've been in some situations where we've just been honest with cops, and they've been like, all right, give it to me. I'm going to let you guys go. Nothing feels better than when a cop's like, you have weed on you? And you're just like, fuck, I'm going to tell them. And you're just like, yes, sir, I have weed on me. And then he's like, let me see it. Dumps it out, stomps it in the ground, sends you on your way. You get back in the car like, holy fuck, dude. I just wasted my money on a quarter, but holy fuck, dude, he just let me go. You know what I mean? You're like, yes, bro, let's go. But I feel like I can get out of it.
I got to swing back.
Yeah.
Call your guy.
I just feel like there's a very solid chance that I wouldn't go to jail. I really think that I'm a good enough talker. And the fact that I grew up around people who used to be in law enforcement, I think gives me an up too. Growing up in Southeast Iowa, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of fucking get in with people. I can relate to
that, yeah.
And just be like, hey, man, this is what I was doing. I apologize. I'll do all these tests. I'm sure I'm going to pass this breathalyzer. And just, you know, be respectful. Be cordial. You don't have to fucking be like, hey, this is my best friend, let's be buddies. But just be cordial and be professional. And I think that there's a very good chance that on that drive, I wouldn't have gone to jail anyway. So
yeah, I think something that people who don't have family members that are involved in law don't understand is like the biggest thing that these people hate more than anything is bullshit. Is like people lying to you.
They take it as an insult. You think I'm fucking stupid?
Yeah, exactly. Like I've had my, like, not even like with anything related to cop stuff. Like I've just had talks with my uncle where he's just like, don't fucking lie to me. That shit pisses me off. I know when people are lying to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, dude, I'm not gonna
I mean, trust me, in the right situation. In the right situation, I'd definitely lie.
So my point is like, if you don't give them bullshit a lot of times though, like, because they have so much fucking shit to do that they're just like, you got some weed, you got a joint, you got a bag, whatever, dude.
My thing's like, if I get pulled over and I have weed in the car and I know it smells like weed in the car, what am I gonna do? He's gonna be like, so you got any weed in the vehicle today? I'm gonna be like, no. Come on, dummy. It smells like weed in here. You know it. He knows it. Everybody knows it. So like, I feel like it's 9 times out of 10 more beneficial to just be like, yeah, I have weed in here.
You know what? That is kind of like a white pill thinking in terms of like the, you know, when you look at like just canvas.
I've had more than white friends do that shit and then get away with it.
No. I'm talking about like the white pill. It's like the term
white pill,
like red pill, blue pill, but like
what's
white.
the white? Yeah.
So white pill is like the extension of the red pill. So you know what the red pill, blue pill thing is, right? Like
I don't remember which one is which. So
the red pill is like the one where it's like you go down the rabbit hole, you find it's from the Matrix. Like you go down the rabbit hole, you find out what you know is really going on in society. It's the red pill community is like it's a lot of right wing type of people who are like very, you know, looking at the establishment, you know, kind of tag along with a lot of like the Epstein stuff. I mean, that's not what they're known for, but it definitely would probably that community would probably fall in that into that for sure. But anyways, there's like the aspect of that, and then there's the black pill and white pill version of that. The white pill is like, I have a book actually called The White Pill, which is about the Soviet Union, that kind of makes this argument that like, you know, there are like a lot of positive benefits to like this kind of totalitarian state like crumbling and falling down. Like there's a lot of positives to that. And then there's like the black pill side of that, which is like, oh, the fact that this is all crumbling is like awful. Whole society's gonna, you know, go to shit, all that. But anyway, so my point is like this is going really deep, but my point like with the, you know, the state of cannabis is like, you know, the fact that it's illegal, it's an illegal drug, and law enforcement is looking the other way a lot of times and just saying, you know, hey, it's not really worth my time. Like the fact that like society as a whole, despite the legal status, is just kind of all decided, you know, hey, weed isn't the biggest deal. I think that's very positive. I think it's a very positive outlook on society when you kind of like, okay, like it's similar to the Soviet Union. Toward the end of the Soviet Union, you know, there would they had the monitor, the people that would work for the government, the USSR or the Soviet Union, whatever, who would monitor phone calls. And toward the end, they were like people who openly on the airwaves were like giving out codes and like saying like, you know, things that the government was, you know, had flagged as like being like, okay, we're going to go like send the KGB and fuck these people up. But people just stopped caring because there was so much of it and they were so dissatisfied with the state and with the government and how things were going that they just didn't care. They're just like, whatever. And I think these small
that's
things,
where they do them right here though. Because when it came to like USSR, it was really like, even those people probably just weren't living that well, like economically and things. You know, the people taking those messages in.
Well, people aren't living well now.
There's plenty of people in the USSR, well, in Russia, my bad, that are living well.
No, sorry, I'm talking about here in America.
Oh, well, there's people living bad and people living good everywhere. But my point is, in the USSR, the people that were like taking in those messages and supposed to be reporting them, they likely fell into that state because they still weren't. That's where like people who work for the IRS, I bet they get paid well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you work,
they live a good life. So they look and they're like, "Well, I'm doing just fine. You're not working hard enough." And it's like, no, you're the government's little bitch boy. So the government's giving you extra and making sure you live good so you do your job so they can get more money. Like, they're making so much money that you're still making dimes to dollars. And we're over here making fucking nickels, bud.
Yeah, it's true. It's crazy where the world's at. But I don't know. I tend to be kind of a mix of black pilled and white pilled. I think there are aspects that are good.
You're just trying to get prepared for the next episode.
I am. Dude, I'm gonna be ready, dude. I'm gonna have a shirt and tie. I'm gonna be fucking.
Don't you fucking dare go through all those questions. You read all those questions, actually. I bet, didn't you?
No. Okay, so I did skim them. But
dude,
why'd you put it in the group chat? Why didn't you just send it to Bruce?
I typed it up, so I felt like because I saw the first question. So, but I also don't remember it now. I think it was economic state, though, was the basis.
The questions I read were very similar to the ones that I were going to suggest anyway. So they were pretty general. I think they're not hard to guess what they would be. I
believe I'm going to destroy you, though.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so. Our next
populism is
actually,
a thing.
Wait, that might not even be the next episode. We don't know when this one's going to drop.
I thought we were going to do this one after the one that we're going to film. Tuesday.
Yeah, so this will come out
this
after.
will have already been out.
Out after they already see our debate. So,
yeah.
well, we're gonna figure out. This is cool. This is cool. We're like in the future right now. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like we're leaving a message for ourselves. So should we make a bet?
Okay.
Okay.
First of all, how are we going to determine who wins? This is such a vague.
No,
thing.
People,
You're like, bet who's going to win.
the people who interact with our podcast are going to choose who wins.
But like, how many people do you think that is?
I don't know. We're gonna find out though. That we'll clip it up. All right.
We'll push it hard.
We just got to get a clip.
We'll push it up real hard. Yeah.
And then we just got to push it out on TikTok and Instagram and fucking YouTube. And once they see our clips and our shorts in the full episode, eventually we'll tally up the comments, or we'll do the best to our knowledge. Okay. Maybe we get like 1,000 comments again. And then we're just like, well, I'm not reading all these.
Oh, I'll filter through them. Okay, what's the bet? What's the bet here?
I'm saying like whoever wins like owes the other one a blunt.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I mean, we could do something bigger if you want to, but
no,
I'm already about to give somebody $100.
Yeah, I'm not big on. I'm not big on, especially like I don't know. You're a populist. You're the example of a populist.
The fuck is that?
You appeal to the public.
I do appeal to the public.
You have a certain aurora to
bro. This wedding that I worked last night, multiple times, people come up to the bar. I mean, they were like my style people. They're probably like, I don't know, like the most youngest people there that were the bride and groom's friends. They were probably like our same age as us, and then like up to like 36, I'd say. So like they're listening to all the music. I mean, they were dropping Fergie and that bitch and fucking all that shit, bro. And so I'm over there dancing and singing along while I'm making drinks. Because if I'm going to be at a party, I'm partying while I'm working. So, like, people just kept dapping me up. Like, hey, bro, I see you out here. You know what I'm saying? And, like, giving us hella tips and everything. There's people that were tipping me. But multiple times I got the same comment. You're my fucking favorite bartender here, dude. And I'm like, bro, that might be insulting to the fucking two people with me, dude. They probably didn't care. But I'm like, dude, I take that, bro. Like, that's why I get requested by people who have done events with us and then they come back. I get requested because I'm attentive to the people. Like, I try. It's just easy, though. It is so easy for me, at least, on someone's wedding day to give a serious fuck about what I'm doing. My job needs to be done quickly, correctly, and I need to make sure, like, I do little corny shit at every wedding that just to help make sure I'm taking care of the bride and groom. They're on the dance floor. It's super hot out, having a crazy time. The bar slowed down. I was like, hey, I'm going to get some water and bring it to the bride and groom. And, like, I come up to both of them, and they're like, oh, my God, thank you. It's like as soon as they see it, they're like, I didn't even know how much I needed water right now. And taking care of people like that, just like, it makes their wedding memorable, makes their time feel fucking worth it, and their money feel worth it. And it just like, it rises you up on the scale so quick. So quick, dude. If you ever bartend or work at a wedding, you better be that little bitch boy. It's just not that hard.
I mean, it was pretty hard for me. I was terrible at that type of shit. But,
what, you were working weddings?
Yeah, I mean, not as a bartender, but I worked at a hotel and I would do wedding events there. I would be I would do the setup and tear down and do stuff with catering. And
it's not that I care too. Like, it is that I care, obviously. It's like, I don't know. I go to a restaurant, like when I was working at Smash Park. It was just really easy just to, like, you know, you're flipping burgers, making little pizzas. You're just like,
fuck it. Yeah.
I mean, you know, I do try to always put out quality food too. Don't get me wrong, because I don't want people to be like, "Hey, who made this burger? It's shit." But I just never really cared at the end of the day. And you wake up and you're like, "Fuck this," and like, it's not like I'm like, "Fuck this" or excited now, but it's like, okay, this has to be done. Like, this is important.
Your job's more fulfilling.
It's not worldwide important in a sense, yeah, because it's very important for those people, dude. Like, if two people want to get married, I'm not gonna fucking slack and fuck up their wedding day.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. If you're around and you're working with me, I'll send you home. I'll be like, hey, dude, you want to have this fucking badass attitude and you want to keep fucking around? Get out of here. Like these people spent thousands of dollars on this wedding. This is their one wedding. You know, like they only do one. Well, hopefully it's their only one ever. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's very important to them. Like their whole world and everything they've ever done in that time period is surrounded at that moment. And the bar is fucking important. The DJ is super important. Like if you fuck up that music, you fuck up drinks, people become unhappy. And like that is going to be what they remember about that wedding. So it's like, I like the pressure. I like the pressure of it. I like just fucking rolling through the punches. And it feels so cool to just like be behind the bar. Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba. Just have all these people turning up with you. Jack and Coke. Bah.
Yeah.
It's a fun time, dude.
I'm not about that.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of guy.
It's not as cool as me. And this is why
That has been said.
I'm going to be voted the president of the podcast.
Well,
Should we just do an election every fucking 4 years?
podcast election.
Just do a podcast election.
We should do it every like 2 years. Though.
Yeah, right? I
2
was
years
just
is a
kind
little
of thinking
better.
that. 2 years of me. That,
Even
that'd be
every,
fun.
we could even do every year.
Well, we could do
Theory.
governor too.
Yeah.
So we could just do the offset. So we could do governor questions next time. I mean, we are a government podcast.
Yeah. This
Right?
is very true. This is very true. Yeah. Well, I mean, besides all that, your political views align way more with the public than mine. Nobody's down with libertarianism or anarchism for that.
Yeah,
matter.
I'm a very neutral guy is the thing that would
Yeah.
like win me over. Like when people ask me like, okay, because I've joked about it with people before. No, okay, so if you're really governor of Iowa, like the first thing you would do, you know what I'm saying? And there's like a lot of them though. Obviously, gonna decriminalize marijuana. I don't know if I'd legalize it right away. We'd have to iron out the details.
Legalize.
Well, you got to iron out the details. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure, like, money isn't going to, because they always try to throw other things into bills. So it's like if somebody throws into the bill, like, oh, okay, so we're gonna take marijuana money, and the money that the state makes from selling marijuana, let's say 10% of the profits in the bill, it says to send that to police. I'm not gonna fucking accept that. If that's what we come up with, you know, it's got to make sense. It's got to be correct. Maybe we'd let the people vote on it. That'd be cool. I think the people should have to vote more. I think as American citizens, when it comes to large federal laws, I think the people should have to vote more.
You're gonna start forcing people to vote.
I didn't say that.
That's what he said. You're gonna start making people vote.
Are you forced to vote for the president?
No, we're not. Thankfully.
Okay, I shouldn't have said have to vote more. No, I think it'd be good if more people. I'd probably vote. I don't even vote. I fucking hate it too when people tell me they're like, "You didn't vote, so you can't complain." I'm like, I didn't like either of them. Fuck you, dude. And they're like, well, there was other options. I didn't like those either. Fuck you.
See, here's the thing about like being an anarchist and like even playing with the idea of being in a part of government is like I view that position in itself to be so like immoral and wrong.
Like
that's
president?
That's hard for me to even be like.
I think that's the problem I have because you're looking at a person and being like, he should make the decisions for all of us
that I want. And like, because you're like asserting yourself as being the person who knows what's best for everyone. And my belief system is completely the opposite.
Yeah.
Of that. So
I would like it better if
we're getting too serious on that.
I would like it better, honestly. I think in our system, if we didn't have though a fucking president.
I agree.
And obviously, our Congress right now is fucked up. But I think a Congress does make more sense. If you're gonna, so let's say it is gonna stay a two-party system. I still think it would be more beneficial for us if we have our Republican representative and our Democratic representative, and two from each state, and just the two from each state. That's 100 people together. You know what I'm saying? To discuss and try to make these things happen. Why? It's like almost the same thing with fucking Congress now. Is it not a clusterfuck?
I mean, as the anarchist, I would love it if it was a clusterfuck. So, I mean, I guess in my view, I would love if that happened.
I might be a little bit of an anarchist myself because I'm telling you, dude, in 2020, I was like, dude, I'm about to sit back and watch this whole country burn, dude.
I'm about to loan Buster some anarchist material, actually.
No,
I might suck him into my circle. It
No,
might
man.
happen.
Oh, some books?
Yeah.
Man, I need to start reading some books.
Hey, I can lend you Anatomy of the State. It's only 50 pages. It's super short. And it lays out the anarcho-capitalist perspective perfectly.
Jesus fucking Christ, this guy.
I don't even agree with that 100%.
I didn't say I need to read books on fucking anarchy.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's why I gave Buster. So I would give you the same thing, but a smaller version of it. Like, that's why I said it's only 50 pages. And the print's pretty big, so I read it in like a couple days. A day or two.
I do like the books with the bigger print. I might need to end up. I'm probably going to have to get glasses eventually, dude. My dad has glasses. My mom, I think, wears contacts, I believe it is. Or she wears reader glasses at least. But fucking Taylor has contacts. Tyler has glasses. Kennedy has contacts or glasses.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Fucking wild.
But me, dude, I'm saying, only boy in that motherfucker. They got me right.
I haven't got my eyes checked in years. I'm way behind.
Yeah.
So I finally have vision insurance right now, so I might take advantage of that. All right.
Insurance?
I do have insurance.
Nah, just fucking.
That's part of why I.
Insurance just fucking makes me so mad. Pay me $175 a month for full coverage on your car, just in case you get in a wreck. $175. If I was still paying that, dude, I'm not even gonna do the math, but just think about it. It's been like 6 years. Now, probably 5. In 5 years, $175 per month. How much money that would have to fucking be, dude?
That's insane.
Enough to make me fucking freak.
Yeah.
All right.
We gotta pick this.
Hold up. I have an idea for this
Okay.
because I want to make sure this is very, very fair
All right.
and that everybody knows. I want to know that there's 100%, that there's like no chance they could be like, this was rigged. You feel me? So this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to stir the bucket up and you're going to draw a name. You're not going to read the name though. You're going to set it name down on the table. Then you'll twist it up. I'll grab a name. All right?
Okay.
And then there's a different way that we're actually going to choose which one actually ends up coming out of here. But I'll explain that when we get there.
Oh, boy. Okay.
It won't take too long. It's not too complicated, but it is because, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm picking first.
Yep.
Okay.
Just make sure. Even if you read the name, just don't say it.
Okay.
Make sure you can't see in there.
I hope it's a father.
You hope it's a father?
Yeah, so
What the fuck kind of...
So we can donate to their kids.
Fuck them kids, dude. I don't think D-Lo's subscribed to us, dude. So, outside of him, I can't
You missed
think
out.
All right. So now,
Okay.
we're going to do the picking of number 1 through 10. All right? And this is how we're going to do it.
I see.
Just so they have to know your numbers. So I'm going to close my eyes.
Oh, okay.
And then you're going to hold your number up, whatever it may be. So I would set the mic down regardless. Because then, I think you just held up 1. So don't do 1 because now I want to pick 1. Fuck, dude. All right, you got to go first now. You got
I got to close my eyes, or what?
Yeah. So glasses off. There you go. There you go.
See, I'm honest.
All right, pick a number 1 through 10.
Okay. Oh.
Fuck!
God damn.
This guy. I guess I could have just held it up though, huh? This is what happens when we do this on the spot. All right.
I didn't talk about this.
Yeah, dude.
I thought we were just literally picking a fucking name.
Yeah. But I wanted to make sure that we made this. You know what I'm saying? All right. We got
so
this.
So you're close. I'm showing a number.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And I put number down. Or keep it up? Or you gotta guess?
You can put it down.
Okay, what's...
Because I like that idea better. Now I can take my hand off.
Yeah. Okay.
9. Was that it?
You got on the money, dude.
Nice.
God
Okay.
fucking damn
So,
it.
you know, it's crazy. I was going to pick 8. But I got it out of the money, so there's no way. So we got to pick my card then. Or I get to choose the card at least.
Okay, you just got... It has to be your card. It can't... I feel like the randomness of the bucket has been taken off at this
Hey,
point.
nice. I know this guy.
Who is it?
Dylan.
Hey!
Dylan. Thank you.
Nice.
For
Hey.
being a subscriber.
Well, that makes it easier then, because we were going to have... Because if you know him, you
Yep.
just message
Now
him.
I can just message
There you
him and
go.
be like, hey, buddy,
Nice.
here's $100. You fucking queer.
People are going to think this is rigged now, but that's okay. This whole show's rigged, really.
Bro, with all we just went through, there's no... How the fuck... We didn't even know what we were doing. You know what I mean?
We
That's
should
why I
have
was trying
recorded
to be
that
like...
process.
I felt like if we just fucking shook it up and did that. But I guess there can always be the argument from some fucking crackhead, like, whatever, they probably left names out of the
They
bucket.
probably put that name in.
Yeah, just put that name multiple times. Let's see who
multiple times.
almost won. Avocado Girl. Sorry, Avocado Girl.
Well, it wouldn't have gone to her anyways because we don't give money to women on this show.
Get out of here.
Women are discriminated against
Listen.
in the bucket.
There's one last thing that I actually wanted to talk about today,
Okay,
right?
all right.
And I have been talking too much shit on women lately, though.
Well,
But this
congratulations, Dylan.
This
Sorry.
does involve women, though.
Okay.
So a couple weeks ago, this chick was dropping off an order.
Okay.
It's 12 bottles of champagne, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna make you carry both of these yourself." And I was like, "Huh? It's fine. It's 12 bottles of champagne, right?" And I'm telling you, dude, this lady, max, absolute max, had to have been like 34. I would guess 30, 31. But if she was older than that, she's looking good for it. But I was just like, "No, it's fine." And then she's like, "Are you sure you got it, honey?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "I work out." Like, that's all I knew what to say. Because I was just like, "Yeah, dude." Like, what? I should have just said, "Yeah, I'm a man." But I also didn't want to be insulting. And I was just like, is there any man that you like a fucking 16-year-old kid that weighs 100 pounds could carry both of these just fine? You know? So it was just like,
They're trying
what
to
the
assert their
fuck?
dominance.
It was just so stupid. Then yesterday, I go to Sam's Club and like I go to pick up all this liquor and shit. And this fucking chick is like, "Are you sure you got that? It's heavy." I'm like, "Who's gonna lift it? Are you gonna do it? Do you got it? No? Okay, well then yeah, I think I got it." It was just like, what the fuck? The fact that those things just happen within like 10 days of each other fucking pissed me off. I was fucking pissed, dude. I was like, why would you say that? Like, what about you or about me makes you think that I can't fucking lift this right here or that I might not be able to lift this? Like, I'm like, do you think I showed up here? Because it's a different name. It's my boss's name on the order. So I'm like, don't you think my boss would sent somebody that could get it? Like, shit, that's why I'm here. I'm here because I can lift this motherfucker. I don't, dude, maybe I'm just insecure, but that shit made me so mad, bro. Like, when I got asked that, I'm like, I could pick you up and throw you 10 feet, motherfucker. All right?
It could be multiple things. Sometimes I feel like people are just kind of awkward and they just want to offer help because it's like, I don't know.
I do get that, though, because it's kind of nice.
Thing to do.
Because I do, I guess thinking about it, when I'm on the clock, I do ask people if they want help a lot of times. But in my mind, I think, do they possibly have a shoulder issue, a back issue, a neck issue? Can they not lift heavy things, you know, like past their shoulders and stuff like that? Which I have issues like that too, but I just don't care. I push through that shit. Oh. Not bad. Let me chill. I'm gonna start foaming at the mouth. But nah, bro. That chick too yesterday had to have been like 19, bro. She had to have been like 19. She had like, bro, it's like you You couldn't even hold what's that saying?
Can't hold your water.
Something about holding a flame to something or a candle to something.
Oh,
I don't remember.
let us know in the comments.
Yeah, right.
Let us know in the comments.
Whatever the fuck it is, though, dude. She couldn't even fucking come close, bro. That's like me in a race against Usain Bolt. That's what that fucking competition of strength would have been. Maybe that's my issue. I'm just too competitive.
And you should go to therapy.
I'm not.
Internalize that or work through that internalization.
I'll go to therapy if it's free. I'm not paying for therapy. I got other shit I want to do.
Well, do you have insurance?
If I make more money, if I start making even more money, then I can just keep going and doing things like I want to do. Like if I had enough money through working that I could just go golfing 3 days a week in the summer, and then in the fucking winter just be able to hit like 3 or 4 home games for the Chiefs a year, I think I'd be all right.
That's your therapy. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like my getaway.
Yeah,
it's like my escape, you know?
I feel that.
Actually, really, what it is like the bad stuff. Like when bad things happen and then you get back and you're like, okay, you know what? Like you take a trip somewhere and you're like, dude, I thought that was going to be fun and the whole time just fucking sucked.
I hate that shit.
And then you get back home and you're like, man, I'm fucking glad to be home, man. I'm fucking glad to be here. Sometimes when I go back to Oski, I'm just like, man, this is going to be a fun couple days. Once you've been there like 4 days, though, you're like, all right, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here, dude. Yep. I got to get the fuck out of here.
I feel that.
Matter of fact.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
It's a hair past a freckle. Fuck you, bitches. Now, thank you guys for watching the podcast. If you haven't tuned in to our TikTok or Instagram.
Why are you thinking these cunts?
What?
Why are you thinking these cunts?
Because I appreciate the people who do watch us. I do appreciate them. And the people who consistently repost and comment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all the followers that we've got. You know that Instagram on that reel past TikTok.
I was looking at the numbers. Fucking crazy. We're like in the 100Ks.
Yeah.
Like 200Ks.
Almost 300K.
Jesus
on
Christ.
Instagram. And then I think like 155 on TikTok. The comments on TikTok, the comment section on TikTok is so much fun. And people think we're hilarious. Which was kind of unexpected. I thought it would be kind of a flip. Because the comments on fucking Instagram are pretty much just all calling me gay for drinking Busch Light. Like, the 3 most popular top of comments, I'd say number 1 most popular comment is Busch Light's gay. Busch Light's not Bud Light. I mean, they're ran by the same, like, umbrella company. Like, they have the same owner, but they're just not ran by the same people.
Yeah.
Like, different marketing teams and all of that. So, I'm like, I don't know, dude. It's a staple of Iowa, too. You know, like, if they came here and they were like, Busch Light's gay, you'd have to fight 3 million people. Like, that's what would happen.
You know, it'd be fun. We could do like a Edward 40 Hands with Busch Lights, but like I just have NAs.
Well, the NAs have alcohol in them.
They do?
Yeah, very small percentage, like 0.04. But I don't know if you just want 0 alcohol entering your system or what. But I don't think you can get an NA 40. But we wouldn't want to do 40s because that takes too long and we'd get way too fucked up.
I wouldn't get fucked up. You would.
Well, that's true. Well, a Busch NA maybe. You haven't drank in so long, so for 40 ounces, 0.04%.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
You'd be feeling it at least.
Yeah, maybe that wouldn't work then. I forgot that NA still had.
Not all of them.
No.
Not all of them. No, I know Heineken, they're a complete 0 for sure. I think Budweiser is as well. So they do have a little bit. I liked the Busch NAs though when I stopped drinking for a week, and then when I went back for a little bit, I did start with the NAs. And no cap, I got like 3 deep, and I was like, I can feel the alcohol in this. Like, I was like, all right. I felt the warm in my stomach. It was nice. It was nice, but yeah, shouts out to Busch Light, dude. Fuck them niggas. But dude, then second most popular comment now is fucking talking about how I'm balding. We know. congrats. You get all you people commenting that I'm bald. You're the least funny people. We all know that. Nobody cares.
This is actually why I got my hair cut, to make you feel better.
I mean, dude. I don't. It didn't make me feel bad. I'm 28. Like, I'm going bald. I knew I was gonna be bald. I just told you earlier. Like I said, my dad was bald before me, even. So, I mean, what am I gonna do? And now they're coming at my nose hoop, though. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like every dude coming at my fucking nose hoop is probably just actually queer.
Yeah.
And they're mad at me because the amount of people that still are not receiving the fact that I'm making fun of people that are telling men that going to therapy is gay, and those are the people I'm making fun of. And maybe that's a bad thing to say, because I think that's a lot of the people that have been following us. Like, people who think that I'm actually, like, trying to hate on gay people. But I'm like, bro, no. I'm like, I was hating on the people that actually call it gay, dude. Like, I'm like, you guys.
That's part of the game, man.
It's so funny, though.
Sometimes you attract anti-gay people, neo-Nazis, you know. What can you do? What does that mean, that you're responsible for them? That you have to stop putting out content?
It's just so funny that all the people who commented angrily and didn't follow us and shit, they probably, like, actually think that I was saying going to therapy. Like, you told me that you go to therapy and you have been for a while. And did I say, oh, you're fucking gay? No, I was like, oh, that's good for you, dude. Like, if you think...
I'm not in therapy right now, but I should be.
I'm not going to fucking hate on... If anybody thinks that therapy... Okay, maybe not anybody, because I've heard some bitches before just be like, oh yeah, I told my therapist this, and this is what she told me, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. My therapist is like my best friend, and I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude, you're driving me nuts, bro. I'm like, maybe just see the world for what it is for a second, and you might need a little less. Some people just drive it out the wall.
I agree.
They're like, well, my therapist says this, and I'm like, well, what if your therapist is an idiot?
My last one was an idiot.
What if 5 years from now you look back and you got kids and a husband and a whole new career path and all that, and you're like, man, my therapist didn't know a fucking thing. What if that happens?
Maybe.
So I'm just like, some of them just press it too hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on anybody for going for to therapy. But sometimes I feel like some of these people, they overdo it.
Yeah,
I'm like, maybe you've had too much therapy. You feel what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Like, sometimes. Only some. I feel like most people eventually are like, yeah, I go to therapy. You can tell a difference. There's like people that you find out go to therapy, and then you have the people that are like, oh yeah, I go to therapy.
Sure.
And it's like, all right. We get it. We know. Shut up.
All right. Adios, cunts. I got piss.
I got to shit.